Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Tonight we have a definitely going to go through and work tonight matchup between the Iron Dragons and Big Pharma. And I have the distinct pleasure of being joined by another other than Less Force. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Hopefully, this goes better than the last time. I tried to cast this series in particular. Pandora and I tried to get this one on Tuesday. League decided it didn't want to work that night. But now we're back. They rescheduled. And we're gonna try to do them justice this go around. How's your day been?
It's been pretty good. It is windy as all get out, so I'm going to go ahead and say there's a chance my power could go out because we're expecting up to 75-mile-per-hour gusts, and then it won't happen, right? The reverse jinx.
hmm that's a bad omen, with the last series not being able to get streamed. That's setting the tone. I
Yeah.
uh I was just kind of reflecting on the fact that I think I wasted my entire Sunday. And this is to any Pokemon fans in the chat currently. I sat with a couple of friends watching this video that just came out, ranking every single Pokemon ever. Um, just ranking them from like 1100 to 1. 4-hour video. We sat there watching this arbitrary ranking system, and it was great. Although I had to pull out towards the end. We got to 18, and then it was time to cast, so I have to go back and watch the end, as it looks like we are into the pick bands here.
Yeah, we're getting bans. One of the teams, I don't remember which one, actually has a different mid laner as compared to your Tuesday match. So that's a slight difference. I think it was Papa Potion. I don't know. No, 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 no. It's team two. Big Pharma. Big Pharma has a different mid laner. So we'll see if there's any adjustments to draft. Not that I have any recollection of what I watched on Tuesday. Do you?
No, no, I don't really remember. No, actually, okay, I remember there was a Xerath, there was a Volibear, because we talked about how I was really good at Volibear last year. And then there was a Jarvan Ori on the other side. I think Big Pharma had Jarvan Ori, if I remember. But I could be wrong. Um,
Cool.
yeah, and then Chad is asking if it's possible to make your volume a bit louder.
Ooh,
I'm
probably.
happy to yap it up as that is going on. A lot of these bands look pretty much from, I kind of have like a brown memory. It's like it's not totally blacked out. Like I
Right.
look at these bands and I'm like, this kind of looks like something I've seen, from a couple days ago.
Uh huh.
Um, and yeah, it no to too easy. That lit it was so bad. I got like we were getting annoyed, rage baited constantly by their rankings. Like my favorite's Cloyster, and it was ranked like 350th or something like that, way
Eh,
below Magikarp. It was a whole
what?
thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Well,
yeah,
Magikarp does have potential. So,
yeah.
yeah.
But like if you're ranking them right, like Gyarados was like, spoiler, it was like really really high. So like I get that.
Gyarados
As
is
a
amazing. Also, I
Big
am a huge
Pharma,
Eevee fan, so was Eevee very high?
yeah, all the evolutions were pretty high.
Let's
Eevee was
go.
it was like in the 50-ish, 60s. I don't remember exactly the numbers. Shen picked up for Big Pharma along with the
Mm-hmm.
Caitlyn. I think the top laner for Big Pharma is a pretty big Shen player.
Lil
Again,
Point?
I've definitely casted Big Pharma once before.
Uh-huh.
Um so I have a little bit of memory, and then Iron Dragons. They haven't played under this name in the LBLCS, but they have played as Anima Gaming, and
Uh-huh.
so I don't think I've casted against them, but I think I've played against them before. So
Nice.
had a little bit of familiarity going in. Probably gonna see a bot lane pickup here. Gonna be Smolder into Caitlyn, which sounds like kind of a hard early lane to me. And probably gonna see
Yeah.
support come up. Just gonna be the Smolder Melio.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'm expecting a mid pickup here from Big Pharma, and both teams are actually really excited for their mid laners to meet up. Both of them are quite valued by their teams, so it should be a really explosive matchup in mid. Nope, that's a Nami. Okay. The Ari's going mid, right?
I mean, you would assume so, but this is the
Okay.
LBLCS. There have been
True.
Vel'Koz
True, true.
tops. There have been, shenanigans
I
many
mean,
times
earlier
before.
today in economy, we had a Jin support, so
Oh, did we?
yeah,
Was
it was a Jin Caitlyn support. Yep.
that sounds terrible.
It
I'm gonna have to
actually
check to see
did
how that.
pretty well.
Oh, um,
Poke.
I'm guessing maybe the thought process was that their mid laner probably has several picks into Ari, and they really wanted
Okay.
to prio the Nami for kind of that lane prio, that bullying with the Caitlyn. So they didn't
Makes
want that to
sense.
get banned away. That's the only thing I can really think of. Mundo going to be picked or banned away from the Iron Dragons. Ori, I think Ori's a pretty good matchup into the Ari, so that would make sense to me. But Zed, anyone who plays Zed, is a terror in
Yep.
in the really in any league that we're in. Right, this is financial, so kind of in like that middle-ish range of
Uh-huh.
the LBLCS this season. But whether it's econ or the owners league, like a scary Zed is a scary Zed. Um,
Yes.
Tom Kench, another tank pick away, which
Man,
is
yeah.
interesting to me. I feel like Shen usually does okay into tanks from what I remember. You don't see a ton of Shen these days,
Is
but
it Jungle Shen then?
it could be. That has been kind of like a flavor of the week style pick as of late. So maybe
It
there's some
has.
flexibility there. Again, this is week one, so still gotta feel out like what these teams are thinking, what they're prio in. I'm gonna venture that it's Shen top and that you probably pick your mid laner here, which means you'd have R5 for the jungle, which is exactly where R5 should go, in my unbiased
Nope, we're
opinion.
gonna get the jungle, I think. It's gotta be jungle, right?
Yeah,
Vi
yeah,
into
that,
Smolder? Yeah.
yep. Now I will. So as a jungler who's played Vi in competitive and been in this situation before,
Mm-hmm.
this is really hard because Smolder can flap away and pull
Yes.
you where you don't want to go. And then Ari has the Spirit Rush, and she can dash 3 times away as you try to ult. So Vi feels a little tough here. Thankfully, you have the dive buddy in Shen who
Yep.
can kind of bail you out with the Stand United. But it's definitely not the easiest. The easiest Vi game. Alawi is going to be the pickup into the Shen, which sounds pretty good to me if you are an Iron Dragon fan. And then jungle, you really need like some type of go button, but they're hovering Bel'Veth.
They go,
That is
Belveth.
not a go button, but
No.
it goes.
Uh-huh.
Go in Bel'Veth.
So they're going to be relying on the Iron Dragon side for Big Pharma to come into them for these big team fights and just rely on their mobility and um, the dissuasion of massive amounts of damage to keep Big Pharma at bay when positioning for these objectives. Ooh, okay. Belveth is going to be an icy statue. Or Alawi
Yep.
just after shields.
I like this pairing a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
like the Lissandra with the Vi. You have multiple forms of hard CC. Shen over the top. There's a lot of peel for this Caitlyn too. I will say I think it's a little low damage on the side of Big Pharma, especially if Caitlyn's not able to get ahead in the early game. But Caitlyn should get ahead in the early game because you've got a Smolder Melia lane, and my expert prediction is that the Iron Dragon bot lane will be getting to know their turret on a first name basis. They will be up close and personal in this early game. Smolder's just going to try to get whatever CS they can get, whatever stacks they can get. King J Blue, fancy seeing you here again. Saw you yesterday on my stream, and now we've got you here at the LBLCS. That Twitch Prime subscription, 20 months. Appreciate that. You know the deal. Head to the Lone Denny's in Vermont. Knock on the dumpster 3 times. You know the tune, the jingle. Todd will let you inside, and pancakes, as always, will be on us.
Awesome. I'm gonna. Oh, somebody got the prediction. Oh my gosh, somebody was faster on the prediction than me. I was getting there, I promise. Awesome.
I see
So,
Pikachu in the chat. I'm willing to bet. Willing to bet it was her.
oh yeah, Brikachu is fantastic and remarkably on top of things. So, where are you putting your schmeckles this game?
So, especially like the lower like in econ, commercial, financial, like tax haven,
Mhm.
I think it oftentimes comes down to like who has the easier to execute comp. And I look at blue side and I think it's a little tough to execute, right? Like a lot like for them to have a good team fight, I think Alawi's going to need to be at like the objective early, setting up
Yes.
tentacles in a spot to defend them. Belveth is going to have to snowball early with this Ari and kind
Mhm.
of be the bridge is kind of the term we'll use. Like be the bridge that Smolder can cross over to carry the late game.
Yep.
And I look on the other side and I see Vio, Lissandra ult, early game Caitlyn, and a Shen to kind of bail out.
Yep.
So for those reasons, I'm gonna go Big Pharma. But I am notoriously bad at picking based on comps. So I say all that, and the Iron Dragons could win this game. But I do like the pieces on Big Pharma just a little bit more.
Right. I do agree that the team comp is great on Big Pharma. I am really, really scared for Big Pharma's sake if that Melio Smolder are able to get stacking and get going, because that is a lot of damage later on. And also with the Smolder and Ari, they'll be able to turtle up in their base for quite a while, allowing that Smolder to scale even if they aren't in a good place. So Iron Dragons definitely have a significant win con into this.
Yeah, but again, it's always on paper wins only count on paper. End of the day, they
Correct.
gotta execute, and if the Smolder can kind of get ahead early, it could spell some disaster for the side of Big Pharma. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Again, I was looking forward to casting these guys on Tuesday. We're wrapping up, week one of the new LBLCS season. Have seen a lot of fun matchups so far, and that is actually a great point from Lunar Day in the chat. The Iron Dragon team picking the Dragon Champion. That's one of my favorite, just one of my favorite you know, little plays on team names you can do. Just pick champions based on your name. Nothing really works out with Big Pharma. Although I guess, is there a Surgeon Shen? We'll hold
There's
our
a
thoughts. I mean,
Surgeon Shen and a
if they go
Dr.
Surgeon
Mundo.
Shen, that could, and there's Ken and MD.
Oh,
Maybe that we'll
right.
see that game too. Nurse
Uh,
Akali. There's a lot of
Nursicali.
options. So
Does
we'll see if
Riven
Big
has
Pharma goes
something
that way.
too? Or am I losing my mind? I might be losing my mind. It's fine.
It's definitely possible. We'll see if that's the skin they end up rocking. And then if you are able before we hop into the game, just to share your screen so I can see the action. I'm assuming we got another minute or two on the spectator delay.
Oh, what, you actually want to be able to see the game?
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly like do some like like an audiobook style cast where I'm just like imagining what's happening and I just kind of tell the viewers like that actually could maybe be a fun idea. It's like a blind cast. Like you guys are seeing the game and I'm just guessing what's happening.
Based
Totally
on what
incorrect,
chat
totally.
reacts to? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That could be a great idea at some point.
Hmm. That could be a lot of fun. Ugh.
Chemo
So,
deals pharmaceuticals. I mean,
oh,
I
true.
don't know. I don't know if those mushrooms are FDA approved though.
Uh, well, mind-altering substances definitely are, and a lot of the illegal drugs were initially made by pharmaceuticals and funded through that. Ecstasy was uh, used to treat PTSD and depression in small doses.
The more you know. I sometimes I forget how many schmeckles I have. Last season I didn't really bet a whole lot.
Hmm.
I've accumulated quite a wealth. One of these days I need to just give back to the public, I think. I'm rocking 428,000 at the moment.
Oh, I'm only
Um
at 154,000.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Lombre, man. Great first great first message. I would
Hmm.
highly presume that Timo is in fact the the plug in Runeterra. I would venture. I tried doing a D&D campaign like Runeterra based once, and
Uh-huh.
I'm fairly confident that if we got far enough, the DM would have done something similar, like when we came across Timo.
Excellent.
Chad is asking for a dumb joke.
All right. They're asking you while you're thinking, I actually have one.
Oh yeah, I mean you can go ahead. I've got plenty of dumb dumb jokes. We go for it.
Okay. What do you call a veterinarian who only treats one type of animal?
Uh, I don't know what do they call it.
Doctor.
Uh, I just have like a well, it looks. I mean, Lunar Day called it out in the chat.
There we go.
Saw it coming out in advance. God, that was terrible.
Wasn't it? We said bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I mean that is true. Well, technically asked for a joke, but we are out onto the rift for game number 1, Iron Dragons versus the big Farma, and doesn't look like we're gonna get anything too interesting here early on. What I will kind of preclude us to is I'm looking at this Belveth, as we do see Engineer gonna walk up, get a little bit of damage here onto Candle Pig, gonna win that early trade. I'm assuming Mana Flow Band was proc there, but I'm gonna be watching this Belveth. I'm gonna see, does Belveth look to do anything aggressive? Is the Q not gonna connect there from no signal? Because Belveth wants to get that early lead. Looking to start their Raptors, could look to immediately invade the Vi, who's not really able to do a whole lot if she's to get invaded. So that's where my eyes are going to be, kind of mini-map casting.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll already see a lot of damage here in the mid lane. Engineer doing a lot of damage to Candle Pig. And just a little bit of trading on the bot side.
Yeah, that enchanter lane is usually pretty boring.
Yeah, but Rebel Phoenix taking a lot of damage from this Caitlyn as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Belveth going to be doing a little bit of a 3 camp here. Could maybe look to gank bot, try and punish that aggression. Top lane looking pretty solid so far for a little Poink. I think the early couple levels for Shen are really good here, but once Alawi is kind of able to get a little bit of items, she usually does really well into tanks, from my recollection.
Yeah. She tends to eat them alive. Usually they're lower mobility, and that's exactly what Alawi likes to face.
And it looks like Belveth is actually going to do a 3 camp. It's a taunt up here top for low point. Going to get a lot of damage off on a Windfall. But Belveth's doing a 3 camp into a reset. Having a longsword, I guess, for a scuffle at the scuttle, if you will. As another good Q there from no signal.
Little Point on Shen actually forced out an early exhaust.
He's going to be engaged here. Charm is there. Vi coming in with the flash. Ahri flash too, but it's not going to be enough. And it's going to be a solo bolo here for Candle Pig on the Lysandra.
Used that flash and didn't even get an assist. Tragedy. Oof.
A lot of damage by Windfall. Who are the casters? I am Less Force, and Loki Aurora is on the color duty today.
Yes. I don't have an overlay graphic for caster names. I'm very sorry. But yeah. We're here. It's great.
Are here. Early action already. Now, of course, the unfortunate part there for Locke is they did use their flash, didn't get any KP. And so Belveth could look to try to punish that. Looks like they're both going to be finishing up their, their 6 camps here. Could have a fight at the scuttle. Again, no flash on Vi. Shen resetting. Could make this a little bit tough. Just kind of minimap casting here. Vi has used their Q. Has no way out. Pop a potion. Going to go in aggressively. Smite's going to be there for the Belveth. No flash on the Vi. Charm not able to connect their Vi Q. Should be coming up here shortly, but will they be able to survive in time? Dash over the wall. Going to be blocked there by Pop a Potion. The E, the W is enough, and Locke is going to be taken out there by the Belveth.
Not having that flash definitely secured their death there. So wanting to get that assist in the mid lane ended up costing them their
Oh, look on the
lives
spot
just a
side,
minute
though.
later.
Lissandra taking a super deep flank behind
Ooh.
enemy lines. It's getting pinged out, but it's going to be too late. Candlepig is there. Minimap wants us to see top lane, but Candle going to go in with the E. Gets a double root off there. The bubble is there onto the Emilio. Give it over to the Caitlyn if you can. Flash is there. Barrier heal. Flash in for no signal. Will pick that one up. Nice little roam timer there from the Lissandra to get it back in their pockets.
Good job. Although Lissandra's going to have to take a different route, maybe? Oh, Bel'Veth doesn't turn around. Able to walk back to mid pretty well.
Yeah, losing a little bit of, the wave there. Gave over a plate to the Ahri, but you're getting this Caitlyn in a spot to succeed, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Yep. And with that pressure of Melia not being in lane, Nami is able to step up and pretty well zone Smolder out of even being able to last hit CS.
Little sidestep there on the Alawi E, but now that Alawi's reset has that mana, should be chilling the rest of this lane, I would have to guess.
Okay. We should see level 6 coming in here really quick.
Yeah, especially that level 6 timer for the Shen can be something that you're like, if you're not super cognizant of, can spell a little bit of disaster. Shen should get it on this wave as it's crashing under the turret.
Yep.
No strange thing.
Nice
the
taunt.
taunt is going to connect there. Alawi going to take up 2 turret shots, and Locke is up here as well. Alawi has level 6 though, but the ult will not get off in time. Locke able to pick up that kill. And 3-1 early here for Big Pharma.
Yeah, able to lock down that Alawi in top and secure the kill. All right. So we do see the level 6s. Vi is probably the next most interesting ult to come through. That lockdown in team fights is going to be massive. Lissandra on top of it. Bel'Veth just goes skittle skittle a little bit faster. I don't actually know what her ult does, other than I don't want to stand in it.
Well, a lot of Bel'Veth's power kind of comes from her picking up the forms and that kind of the scaling. So you really just kind of don't want to give over early kills to Bel'Veth, and then you definitely don't want to let, like once she has the 6, don't want to let her pick up the forms, because that's when she becomes a real monster. Part of why she loves Grubs so much is they also help out with that. We're seeing both junglers down here on the bot side. They should both be coming up on their level 6s, although Bel'Veth should have it a little bit earlier. As Vi has... Actually, no. Locke does have it. Must have picked up some lane XP. Does have the ult come through. Tanner is aggressing. They take a lot of damage, though, from the Smolder, but definitely a better trade for red side.
Yep. Melia putting out that cozy campfire, healing up his ADC, allowing Smolder to hit from a little bit further range safely. Wet Noodle fight in top lane is wet noodling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of damage onto... actually, hopefully they're going to be going on the bot side here. Locke is on the Dragon. Pop Push looking to go in onto Tanner. They are a little bit split here. Rebel Phoenix is low. The trap connects there onto the Melio. Dragon goes over to red side, and they should be able to just walk this one out.
All right.
It was looking like there would be some bloodshed there, but they just were kind of in the right spot on time, so no casualties. But Grub's spawning in 30 seconds. I would highly anticipate that Bel'Veth is looking to go up there. Taunt able to connect again under the tower. You got to be a little respectful. Exhaust comes through from Windfall Panda. Flash from Little Point. Can the fadeaway tentacle be enough? No, it cannot. Little Point is alive by the sliver of their teeth, but look at this. Both mid laners have roamed. Engineer going to collapse there on by Candlepig. A lot of damage coming through. The E route is there. Can Candlepig get the ult off the flash for flash? They are able to get it. Can they get the damage off in time? It's going to be so close to stand united to bail out your Lissandra. The root is there. The taunt is there. That's going to be a double kill for the side of Big Pharma.
Great job. The coordination of the team was wonderful there. And just like we said, the CC coming out of the mid and top laners from Big Pharma really helped secure those 2 kills and allow them to pick up another plate and get out of there safely. Uh-oh, we have a bear fax with Bear.
Bubble
Random
was there
facts.
on the Smolder. Yep. And so the bear fact with bear. Oh, I mean, so many bear facts have been said over the years that you
Yes.
start to have to like, you have to go deep into the bag and think of let me see if I can think, because we just watched a 4-hour Pokemon video. Like, surely I picked up some piece of knowledge from bear over that time. Um, as no signal gonna actually get the reset cancel. This is a little bit rough here for the
Ooh.
Caitlyn. 1-on-2, probably gonna fall here. And you'd love to give it over to the Smolder if you can, but no signal is putting up the damage. It's not gonna be enough. Smolder able to pick up a big kill for themselves in this bot side. Now we're already back to the top side where they are fighting over these grubs. Belveth able to pick up 2. It's going to be a 3-on-4, and that's going to be the all-in onto the Shen, or the Ari rather. Nothing that Engineer can do, and they will pick up the last grub, so it will be a split 2-1. But importantly, Belveth able to pick up those first 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lunari, for the drive-by hello.
Hi, Lenari. Bye, Lenari. All right, so farming is pretty even. Vi has a little bit of a lead in jungle, a little bit of lead on Candlepick for Big Pharma as well, and Smolder doing very, very well to stay very even with his Caitlyn despite the rough early game.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely weathering the storm and picking up that kill on the Kate. It was really heads up to stop that reset from no signal. Able to pick up that kill, kind of negate a lot of that early pressure from the Kate. Dragon gonna be up in 2 minutes. I would expect Big Pharma to look to fight that. Shen ult should be up. Shen ult should be saved. You want to make sure to save that summoner or that cooldown for a potential dragon fight. Lunari is enjoying Cancun, I believe, at the moment. Might be called into duty at some point, as the taunt actually is going to connect her from Windfall, and does have their ultimate. Have to be careful here if you are the Shen. The pullback not going to connect, but the Qs, the Ws, the damage is there.
It absolutely is. I think I came up with a bear fact. It's not about bear, as in the person, but the Big Dipper and Little Dipper are named Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, which is Big Bear and Little Bear. Because Ursa is Latin for bear.
It sure is. And that's the beauty of the bear facts with bears. It can be about bears the animal, it can be about bear the person, it can be about any, bear sports team. It's really, multifaceted.
Oh,
Belveth
you found
on that Kraken
IRL
is a
hobbies?
really strong spike.
Goodness, Lenari, how could you have a life outside of League? Ugh.
Vi is looking not able to connect there, but there is the ultimate. I mean, Candlepig is too far, so just going to trade Vi for Ariel. Now, Papa Potion looking to go with the flash onto no signal. Does have their flash, but it's going to be immediately engaged on Stand United. Is on top of the Caitlyn. It's going to be a 3-on-3 here with the Shen coming through. Do they have the taunt? Do they have the damage to protect? No. Caitlyn going to go down to the Smolder, and now Shen gets hit up there by the next engage from Belveth, able to pick that shutdown up, and now it is 4v6. But look at the reinforcements. No Vi ultimate here, but Lissandra does have their ult. They're going in. The massive snapback. They are on the Belveth. They're just instantly deleting Papa Potion. Able to pick a kill back up as Dragon is spawning.
Nice.
Nara's saying she's picking up baking. That is not an easy hobby to pick up for sure.
Oh, I've got bread in the oven right now. I've told my husband when he's going to have to take it out. I made a brioche loaf for the coming week.
There you go.
So I do want to call out Iron Dragons for doing a fantastic job pressuring this Caitlyn and getting their baby dragon as much resources as they can. A 2-0-1 Smolder at 12 minutes, 13 minutes is definitely a scary thing. They are at 94 stacks of dragon practice, so they're going to definitely be strong here in another 10 minutes.
Oh, the charm is there on the
charm.
Candlepick. The tower shot has to get saved there. Will the damage be enough? Oh, not able to hit that Q, so Engineer will survive by the skin of their teeth. Papa Potion is immediately looking back here bot side. Caitlyn does not have the flash. Neither does Belveth, though. It's going to be a little hard to engage. Does Papa Potion get spotted out? Smolder definitely going to need to pick up their stacks here a little bit. I think it's about 10 per minute is what I think you're supposed to try to get to. But once you get to, I think it's 125, it gets pretty easy to pick up after that.
Correct. It's
Um,
really hard to get him early. You only have one
oh,
ability. Oh my
oh, here comes the
goodness.
engage, but Vi is here for the counter engage. Good dash away there, but the tidal
Nice
wave isn't
wave.
going to connect onto 2. Can they hit the bubble? Yes, onto the smolder. Absolutely no way out. Has to use the flash, has to use the Amelia ultimate, has to use everything, but smolder does survive.
Yes, I had to use everything to get Smolder out of there, but also that was every single bit of CC the bot lane and jungle had for the Big Pharma team, and Smolder lived. So it goes to show that Melio is able to keep that baby dragon safe through ridiculous amounts of CC.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, Lenari said it in the chat, this Lissandra is kind of your, like, strong point for Big Pharma, as, again, another engage under the turret. I feel like any play that has Lissandra probably feels really good for Big Pharma,
Yep.
and any play without, it just might be hard to kind of have the damage you need to kind of make it happen. Vi is up here on this top side, does have no ultimate.
Good
Daunt
job.
comes in from Big Farm, that we're actually going to have a split fight here on both sides. Lissandra is now flanking on the bot side. Rebel Phoenix doing a lot of damage to the Caitlyn, but the flash in will be able to save their Caitlyn. And we're back to the top to Alawi in a 1-on-2. I've seen this one
Alawi!
before. Windfall Panda able to pick up that kill. Now Power Potion onto low point. Has the E, has to get out, but it is a 1-for-1 on both sides of the map.
So much healing, so much damage coming out of that Alawi ult. Goodness, we are definitely at that time when Little Point's gonna have not a fun lane into that Alawi anymore.
Nope.
And it looks like
As
we're
that Black Cleaver too, it's just not gonna get any easier. No, the Windfall Panda Alawi is fabled in the LVLCS just a little bit. Not to bring any bad memories to any High Alert fans in the chat, but
okay.
they are gonna pick up the Rift Herald. They are gonna pick up the top tier ones. That is first turret, and so now the gold is dead even.
Okay. Wow. Let's see. We do have Drake scaling advantage on Big Pharma's side. So 2-0 at Drake's with the next one spawning here in just 1:45. Whew. That is definitely a huge scaling win con for them. Their team's not bad late game, though. They scale really well. They're strong throughout the duration of this game.
I mean, Caitlyn's got one of those weird kind of scaling spikes where you're really strong early, and then you're kind of really weak mid game, and then you get really, really strong late.
Yep.
So right now is kind of when Caitlyn would be around her weakest, I feel like. Has that Storm Razor, has a pickaxe in tow, but it's still just really hard for the side of Iron Dragons to get onto this Caitlyn. Like, if they are set up, you know, with the Vi, with the Nami, with the Lissandra flank, I mean, they got to deal with the Lissandra. They can't even really worry about the Caitlyn.
Yep.
And mid tier 1 gonna go down. That is a big, you know, objective taken off the Rift, as see a little bit of a long play here from Papa Potion. They're popping the Rift Herald top and then walking out towards the Dragon. That kind of tells me that they're not really looking to play this Dragon, as we do see Engineer gonna get engaged on with the Spirit Rush. Has to use their Charm, not going to connect. But that is a big cooldown for this Dragon in 30 seconds.
Yep. I would imagine that's a sign they do want to contest for the Dragon, dropping that Rift Herald top in order to force pressure out into that top lane. You need to come answer us, or else Windfall Panda is going to take your base.
No signal, just going to get Bush Cheese here a little bit. Has to flash over the wall, is able to escape. Low Point is looking to reset, and then has the Stand United. I mean, the Rift Herald did already crash top, so that tower probably will fall. Whether or not Shen is there or not, the reset did get stopped, though. And now we've got a Dragon spawning up here. I mean, the tower's low. Maybe trying to clear this wave and just look to ult if they can. Lock is low. Ultimates are available. The W is able to connect there onto Lock. Pop a Potion, taking up a decent amount of damage. It's 4-on-4. Lissandra looking to reset. Resets again, getting stopped there on low point. Teleport coming through from Candlepig onto this bot side. Top laners are still, I mean, Windfall is just not allowing low point to go and enter this fight on the bot side. And if they are going to enter it, they're going to be super low HP. Lock looking with the Q. Goes in, not able to connect on anybody. Here is the fight that they were looking for. The Unstoppable is there onto the Ahri. Spirit rushes there. Teleport coming through from Windfall Pin on the top side. Low Point is looking to get a reset off with the Stand United. Tanner has to flash away. Alawi is here first. Does not hit the E. Steps onto a trap. And now they gotta play this slow. Lots of abilities are down rather. Windfall Panda is here. No signal, completely zoned out of the play.
Yep.
Lock getting engaged on, gonna take a ton of damage from that tentacle. Shen is just walking out here. Lock is low. Tanner coming to try and heal up their Nami. Scuttle will fall. No signal, has to take the long way through. Dragon is started 5,000, 4,000. Candlepig gets exhausted. There goes in with a massive engage on top of everybody. Massive Amelia ultimate, and now everybody is diving in on top of everybody. The 4-man caught by Little Point, and the side of Iron Dragons are gone. A 5 for nothing for the side of Big Pharma. What a play from Little Point.
Definitely this mid lane is like the pacing of this game. Candlepig with a massive 4-man ult, with Shen ulting in on top of them, making sure they're safe, and the huge amount of damage to come out onto every single member of Iron Dragons really spelled disaster in that team fight.
Yeah, Candlepig is so strong on the strong, just showing that, you know, sometimes the job security mid laners are pretty strong on their own right. You know, it's not as flashy as like an Azir, but it is big. Yeah, that was the fight that Big Pharma were looking for. They're now sitting on Soul Point, up nearly 4,000 gold, and they are sitting pretty.
Yep. And we do see a CS leads in the solo lanes for Iron Dragons, Windfall Panda and Alawi, and for nobody's surprise, Big Pharma's Candlepig on that Lissandra. Pretty even differences though, so it kind of washes out in the gold results. Oh, shall we do a Smolder stack check?
We're at 169,
169.
so possibly we'll have it for the next dragon, which you probably want. If you're going to be contesting this Soul Point, you're probably going to want Smolder to have those stacks. And again, it's a totally different game. Once Smolder has stacks, that is instantly, like, you know, priority A, B, and C for the side of Big Pharma to deal with.
Although to get onto that Smolder, you have to dive. Ooh.
Alawi ult is used there. Lil Point taking a lot of damage. Does not have a taunt. Gets hit there by the E. This could be a dead Shen under turret. Has to dash away from the tentacle. I think another one spawns though. They're just gonna lose this turret. I mean, I don't know if you're stopping the turret from going down, Lil Point. They're going to flash in for the taunt. The W is there. The turret will fall. They will pick up the kill, though. Rebel Phoenix is going to do a lot of damage. Now we're going to have a fight here in the mid lane. They're not going to go in, though. So, 1 for 1.
And what I was saying is that, yes, the Smolder is going to be priority target. However, do you want to dive into a Bel'Veth Alawi in order to access the creamy Dragon Center?
Oh, now we got to fight. Have to hold that thought. Emilio going to go down. The tidal wave into the A's in the hole for the double kill for Nami, and right over to the Baron goes Big Pharma.
Nice job. Yeah. 2v5 on the map. I would definitely take Baron at that point too. Very easy call. They are up 11 kills. They are up 4k gold. I imagine with this Baron they'll be up 5k, and then we'll have to see how many structures they can take off the map, because they have only taken that mid turret thus far. So there is a ton of standing gold for them to go around and pick up with that Baron buff.
Yeah, absolutely. Objective bounties are now live. So there are potential opportunities for the side of Iron Dragons. Maybe this mid lane turret Ahri's trying to push before the Baron minions are showing up.
Yeah, particularly for an AP champion, pushing those Baroned up minions is tough.
So I feel like I must have missed a Lachance lore drop, which doesn't surprise me, as Lachance is quite the character.
Okay.
I heard about the ketchup on steak.
Yes. So that's not actually Lachance, it's Tyr. And somehow they got crossed because everything is Lachance. So now Lachance, who is a ketchup advocate, but does not approve of ketchup on steak, is now known as the ketchup on steak guy.
They're
even
going
though
really deep here. And the team that doesn't have Baron.
Oh.
Papa Potion, Windfall Panda, and it looks like Windfall Panda is just going to dare them to fight, going to use the ultimate onto Low Point. Unstoppable is there by the Vi onto the Bel'Veth. Alawi is just 1v3 everybody. Papa Potion doing a lot of damage here. Do they have the reinforcements to come through? Lock taking a ton of damage. Stand United is maybe going to get used here. Not yet. That's going to be a dead Bel'Veth. Alawi trying to do what they can. The Conqueror's doing so much work. They will survive for quite a while. The tentacles are here. It won't be enough. Tanner able to pick that kill up. and it will be 2 kills for nothing. Although I do think they picked up the mid lane turret as all that was going on.
Yes, I did. And it's
And that's a dead already.
okay. Yep, and outer tier 1. Tier 1 top turret down as well. So there's a good little bit of gold in the Lissandra's pocket. Okay, so they have increased bounties in this season to have more comeback mechanisms. And if you look down at this lovely Big Pharma team, you have a total of about 2,100 gold available just from bounties. That doesn't even include what those 4 kills would give 300 gold each as base damage. So if they got all 4, that would be 3,400 gold, I think?
Lissandra is so threatening to flash in onto Belveth. What can Papa Potion do? Just going to get engaged on there by the Vi. Ari is here trying to use the charm. Lissandra is taking a lot of damage. Has to stand united, though. That's a double kill for Candle Pig, and everyone has to head for the hills. Taunt is there onto Windball Panda. You're a strong Alawi, but it does not matter. 3 for nothing, and that should just be the Hextech soul for Big Pharma.
Yep. So 4 out of 4 Drakes, 4 up, 4 down. They got the Baron on the top side. They have all of the outer turrets down. They still have the tier 2 turrets to take down. However, if you look, they are allowing Vi to take that objective solo while the laners all go ahead and take those turrets. Splitting up their resources allows them to take a lot more.
Good.
And now they're all going to back together and nobody's going to overstay?
The ADC's got to go for camps. I mean,
okay.
We all know that.
All right. Support's doing support ward things as they leave, yeah. Well, what would you put on Baron besides catch-up?
Well, I guess it just kind of comes down to like what you would consider Baron like would taste like, right? And like in my mind, it probably tastes like an octopus. You know, that's probably like the most similar thing I could think of.
You know those sea sponge worms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think they would taste like, which is horribly chewy, rubbery, and actually pretty flavorless.
Yeah, and we'll full disclosure, I would not eat Baron. I'm not a seafood aficionado by any stretch. We won't have to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah, anyway, that's what I think it would be. As Locke is going in onto Rebel Phoenix, the ult is there. Vi not even gonna have that ult connect. 2 members are dead, and that should maybe just be the end of the game here. Low Point has the ult to link up if they need to. This tower will fall. Alawi gonna try and set up the tentacles that they can on their turrets. There's one, maybe a second that we can't quite see, and they're actually gonna pull out here, go towards the top side.
Yeah.
Is spotted out, and Engineer in a little bit of trouble, hits the Charm there onto Locke. Nothing for this poor Ari to do. The chain CC is just too strong. 10-0-9 on this Lissandra.
That's a lot of damage. At this point, I would probably just say clear waves if you can, stay safe, and we'll think about next draft. For Iron Dragon's side. Oh, nope, I spoke too soon. We have Smolder stacks, and we have the whole team up and ready to go besides Engineer. So red team is going to be forced to back. Big Pharma forced to regroup, and we'll see what they do on their next push.
Yeah, I mean, Baron in 30 seconds. They might just look to, play it safe. They don't have to force anything necessarily. It's going to be really hard for the side of Iron Dragons to contest a Baron here. So you could just pick that up and then maybe walk out, top or bot and just look to kind of end the game. That's what I'm assuming is kind of what the comms inside of Big Pharma are looking like right now. We'll see if Iron Dragons, they're either going to have to make their stand at the Baron or they're going to make the stand at their base. To me, making the stand at the Baron is probably a little bit easier. It's kind of like, the 0% chance or the 0.5% chance. Slight favor, but I mean, they're not even gonna have a chance to walk in here. I mean, Lissandra is just bush cheesing. Caitlyn will destroy this.
Yeah.
So Lowie's just gonna try to work on that bot turret.
But we have the TP. And Shen is going to go ahead and be there to pick up the wave and save the turret. I probably would have gone for the contestant Baron as well, if for no other reason other than Alawi loves Baron Pit.
True.
And even being 1-6-1, Alawi is still able to put forth a bunch of damage into that team. Oof.
Now they got to try and deal with this Hextech Soul and the Baron from
Yep.
Big Pharma. They're going top lane. Ari is skedaddling out of there. I mean, this Caitlyn now on those 3 items. Lissandra on 4 items here. I mean, that is just full one-shot build, too. That's not even, like, no utility, but still providing a ton of utility on this pick.
Yep. Well,
Shen is bot.
when they're so far ahead, I mean, doing that damage, anybody would just die before they're able to do enough damage to counter you.
They're fishing for charms. They're fishing for anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just having a hard. I mean, Shen is bot. Has the ult to join up at any point, which makes it so hard. I mean, they have to look somewhere. We'll see when that opportunity is going to be. Shen going to push on that bot turret. Bel'Veth going to answer. Is that about half HP? They're trying to clear these wave top. Smolder. Do we have stacks on Smolder yet? I'm not. I would
We have
assume
over
so.
225. You can see
Okay.
the execute lines when Smolder does damage.
Taunt is there on a pop up potion. Going to take up a lot of damage. Blue turret has fallen bot lane. Blue turret fell top. Inhib is there. The flash of Windfall Panda. This is their look. They're trying to go all in on the 4-on-4. Flash has to use their buy lock. I mean, Smolder's doing decent amounts of damage. Alawi is dead for 50 seconds. Shen still has their ultimate. Lissandra could look to go with the flash ult onto everybody. Stand United, not even needed. They are just all falling. Ace in the hole onto Emilio. Rebel Phoenix is low. Gets flashed on there by no signal. Taking up a couple turret shots. There's the Shen ultimate to keep them alive. And Lissandra will go down to the Smolder. Big shutdown, but I don't know if it'll be enough there. The flash in there from Little Point gets the kill. Papa Potion gets a reset off. They are trying to do what they can here. Actually, a lot of damage there with that ult pickup, but it's not going to be enough. A delayed ace for Big Pharma, and game number 1 going their way.
What a great first game. Super close in the early game. Both teams really playing towards their win conditions. Candlepig just had a bunch to say about it in that fight. Did end up going down in that last fight. So gray screen for the victory. But that was such a good game to watch.
Yeah, very it was a very strong mid game there from Big Pharma, and I really think that pivotal point was that fight at the 3rd dragon, the Lissandra ultimate into the Shen 4-man taunt after the fact. Really kind of made it difficult for this side of Iron Dragons, who, like we said going in, didn't really have a great go button. They don't have a Vi, they don't have a Lissandra. They got some skirmish, with Bel'Veth and Ari. But it was just kind of hard to play as that game went along. And so they lose that game. They now find themselves on match point. And we'll see kind of what adaptations they look to make here going into game number 2.
Yeah, and we can see that 23 KDA coming out of Candlepig with by far the most damage in the game. Alawi being the next closest, able to beat up on that Shen throughout all of laning phase. They did 29k, but almost 35,000 damage in a 31-minute game. So that's over 1,000 damage a minute, which is wild.
Yeah.
And of course, we need to go here and look at Vision because I will always shout out the supports on the Vision score. And unfortunately, Melio had to spend a lot of time in base and wasn't really on a champion where they're able to go out and clear and put down Vision on their own. So Nami did definitely take the Vision score win there, but that was just an effect of how little their map became as the game progressed.
Yeah. As a form of support, I've actually thought about going back to support a little bit. I'm not playing too much League these days, but I really do miss the like the big wombos from like Rel, Nautilus, Alistar. I liked all the engaged supports. They were kind of my favorite to play. They are so fun. So I think if I do come back to League, maybe I play a little bit of support just for just for some funsies, as looks like we got a little bit of a pause on the draft here. Some shenanigans took place. But yeah, really, really good stuff there from Big Pharma. Again, they've played at least, yeah, well, Luffy, yeah, but like the support champions that you play in the jungle just aren't that fun. You know, it's like a Sejuani ult, like it's not as flashy as like a Rel Magnastorm, right? You know, Maokai ult, like it just doesn't hit the same. And as much as I like to play Ivern, no one has ever watched an Ivern montage. I would have to eventually.
I don't know. You go full AP and Daisy just wallops people.
That's true, but then at that point, is it a Daisy montage?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like the extent of what you can, yeah, what you do on Ivern, like if you're, I mean, you press E and you put bushes on your teammates. Like, and I love
Yep.
Ivern. Like I for the last the last competitive team I played on, I was a bit of an Ivern merchant. We had a really good AD carry, a mid laner who loved playing like Yone, Yasuo's, stuff like that. So like it made sense to play a lot of Ivern. So I love the champ. It's just
Oh yeah. I
not known as
love
the flashy pick.
I love to have an Ivern on my team. It's such a good enabler for I also enjoy tank engage supports, so it's such a good enabler for getting in there. The ability to just right click and automatically be in auto range, like with Nautilus, and just be like, "Hi, yep, I'm here." It's delightful. Nautilus is in a really good place right now, so this would not be a bad time for you to come back and play some Not.
Yeah, I haven't been playing a ton of League lately. I've my goal for kind of this year was to well, one thing that people may not know about me is I'm a like a video game collector. I have like a lot of like retro games, modern games, and they sit on the shelf and they look really pretty, but when you spend all your time playing League, it kind of makes it hard to you know, play those games. So I've tried to kind of cut back the League time so I can kind of work on some of those other games. Luffy and I were having some discussions. I think it was last month because I was playing through Expedition 33. Um, Amazing game. Right now I'm playing Octopath Traveler. If there's any fans in the chat, kind of on that RPG kick at the moment. But League, it's never a retirement. It's always a hiatus. I think is the way you phrase it. Like I'll be back at some point. Um, but definitely
Okay.
will not be playing the amount of games I was playing last year. Only so much League you can play. Um, so we'll wait and see for this draft number 2 to go through. Looks like they're
Yeah.
switching sides. So Iron Dragons do want red side.
Okay. Oop. Nope. Go to this. Do I just swap them? Yeah. We're just gonna do that.
That is the LBLCS way.
Yep. Cool. And I'm not exactly sure which draft they're going to use because the previous one looks like it's frozen. Oh no, there it
Yeah,
goes. Draft
they
finished. They left. Whoops.
yeah, rumor had it that one of the captains goofed on the draft 2 link of the last one. So,
Oopsie.
they are making a new one. What
They'll
I would
have
like
to
to see
keep
from Iron
track of the
Dragons,
picks.
I would like to see a more cohesive, like a clear way to play out the fights. That is what I want to see. I want to see like it doesn't have to be like, Ori Jarvan. It doesn't have to be, like Nautilus, whatever. But I want to see pieces that like work well together, and you can clearly kind of you can dictate how a play goes. You're not always reacting to like the Lissandra engage or the Vi engage.
Yep.
Both sides are ready for draft though, so it should be started up here in just a second.
There is one good thing about it being fearless is that we don't need to worry about the Lysandra on Candlepig anymore.
True. Gonna have to see something different come through.
Mm-hmm. So Zaheen being banned out. They did ban it last time, along with Xin Zhao and Ash, so we'll see if those bans remain the same. The Bard, Yasuo, Zyra was Iron Dragon's bans last time.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
see if anything different comes through. Big Pharma, I'm expecting more of the same in terms of their style, different champions, but I'm expecting, kind of similar, jungle mid synergy looked really good that last game,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm assuming you kind of look to kind of play around that once again.
That would make sense. And yeah, I think we're going to have the same bans. Have you noticed with most of the Fearless drafts, they have just been the same bans? Maybe one
Yeah,
change?
and that's kind of one of the downsides I think to Fearless. I know a lot of people are like, pure positive, when they look at Fearless, like it's a pure positive. But I always liked kind of like the game within the game that was draft. Like maybe if it wasn't Fearless, maybe you'd see Iron Dragons ban away the Lissandra this game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, but and that would lead to like some more unique picks coming through, and maybe something that was left up would be allowed. But now Fearless, you kind of just there's really no reason to switch up the bans too much unless it's like you're on red side and you ban something that you don't want the other side to pick on blue, but then you switch to blue side and you could be won it. Like that's really the only time you really see the bans change dramatically in my mind.
We did
I
see an
still
Ornn ban, though.
oh
That
we
is
did yeah
different.
that is
Instead
different.
of Xin Zhao. So,
Interesting.
and
Oh that
there's the
that
Xin
could
Zhao.
be yeah that I mean that's actually like the exact scenario that I was just outlining. They banned it on red, pick it on blue.
Yep,
Um,
first pick Xin
I
Zhao. Very safe first pick. I do like that.
yeah, it's I miss old draft. I respect what Fearless does, but there's something about the old draft that I think was fun to cast as well. But Fearless is fun. As we see the Zinzao pickup, probably gonna see jungle AD carry if I had to guess. Jax is a really good pick into the Zinzao if Papa Potion plays it. Again, we don't know that for sure.
Okay.
But Zinzao's all auto attack based, and Jax can use the counter strike and make that really tough.
All right. Am I in? Yeah, they've been talking about draft. They haven't swapped sides in the client yet, so I had a moment of confusion. Okay. That's a lot of auto attacking.
Yeah, Jinx is I think Jinx is in a pretty decent spot right now. Of course, Jinx gives you a very clear, win count, right?
Yep.
Oh, is my mic just tipped over? Get a reset, win the play. That is kind of what you're looking to do when you have a Jinx on your team. Question is, will they be able to enable that? You're gonna need whether it's engage top or engage support. I don't love Jax being your main go button. Um, Karma is going to be the pickup, and presumably, another aggressive ADC to pair with that could be a Varus, could be an Ezreal. I'm a big fan of.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what the pickup here for no single, as I was told to call it once or twice over the course of this cast, is going to be picking up, and it'll be the Jin.
That pairs very well with the Karma Poke, able to get those roots out. Okay, there's our engage.
Yeah, so it's actually gonna be well. I guess this is technically still a double flex. Zach can go top. It's kind of underrated in the top lane, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are jinting. Uh, Karma's and Zal pairs super super well too, though. Zin going in, wrecking havoc, has Karma
Oh,
to kind of
yeah.
bail out with those shields. I would presume we see some mid lane bans coming through here on both sides, but Malphite is going to be banned away. They don't want to give up that engage. That is one thing Big Pharma kind of lacking in that regard.
Yeah, particularly with two big damage sources, both being auto attacking AD champions. I definitely see why you wouldn't want to face a Malphite. Let's see, Zillion. Oh, okay. The support ban. That makes a lot of sense because they want to try and ban out things to help that Jinx survive in lane and also pop off with resets in those team fights.
Yeah, I mean, Zillion's just one of those super annoying characters that no one ever likes to to play
So
against.
annoying.
Rumble can be banned away, so no mid lane bans. I'm curious. I mean, I think regardless here, you probably just pick your support here. Try to set your mid laner up with counter. Again, we saw
Mhm.
Candlepig do really really well on that Lissandra R5 last game. As far as like what I would probably like to see, maybe like a Lulu.
That's exactly what I was thinking, a
I mean, even a
Lulu.
Soraka could be pretty good into the Xin Zhao. I don't imagine that lane is that great, but Nautilus is gonna be taken away.
Sona does counter Karma in lane. There we go. She outsustains the Karma poke. Isn't too hurt by the range. Karma's just has a little bit more range, and I love the Sona out ult into the Xin Zhao dive.
Yeah, I mean, Sona is one of those champions that you get to late game and it's just kind of an automatic win.
Oh, tremendous scaling and makes everybody on her team so much stronger.
I actually like playing with Sona. I know a lot of junglers hate playing with it. It feels like you just kind of like have no prio and you're just miserable, but
Yeah,
I'm a
but when
fan.
you siege a
I
turret and also not having to back after every objective take, Sona just heals you up, speeds your team for moving around the map. She is one of my millionaire champions, and I just
Oh
cannot
wow.
convince my ADC that Sona is a great champion, but I love playing her.
Yeah. Yes, King J Blue Big Pharma did win game number 1. Oriana Xin Zhao and the Poppy. Didn't really talk about that. One of my least favorite champions to watch. But looks pretty good so far here. I'm gonna be the pickup for Big Pharma. And what do the Iron Dragons round their comp out with? You got the Jinx, you got the Jax. I mean, Jax got that split damage. Zach kind of bring you a little bit of AP. So what is no, Penguin, there you go.
There we go.
As
Okay.
we're told. And it's gonna be
That makes a lot more
the
sense.
Twisted Fate pickup here for Iron Dragon. Oh no, it's gonna be a pivot. We had a dragon last game. We've got another one this game. Gonna be the Aurelian Soul. Now I am gonna step away just for a minute, real quick. So while I step away, feel free to give the well, they're not even starting it anyways. That's perfect. Feel free to
Yep.
give them your thoughts on the comps.
All right. Um, I really like the interplay both of these teams have. The Poppy to shut down the Zac engage, limit Jack's mobility. I adore the Sona into the Karma lane, as I had already discussed. Also, Sona loves what I call a Goomba Squad comp, where just everybody piles into a team fight. She's able to have everybody in her auras, empowering everybody. There's just so much Sona likes about Zac Jax and then Aurelian Soul being up there in that group too. She can hang just a little bit apart from Jinx, ult whoever comes in, but Poppy shuts down so much of what they want to do. I would be astounded if Xin Zhao did not end up getting a frozen heart into a Jax Jinx. That would be very, very needed, particularly since Xin Zhao will also be the main ball delivery service. I would be interested in seeing if Xin Zhao popped out a abyssal mask. Yes, abyssal mask. There it is. So we will see how it goes. Prediction. Yep. Okay, I see who will win game 2 up. Did we close out the betting? Ooh, start prediction. Oh, created by King Blue. King Blue, are you still here? Hey, there we go. That's a prediction going. Maybe? I don't know. My Twitch has been a little bit odd today, so I don't know what's going on. Have they swapped sides? Yes, it looks like they have, so we're just waiting for the teams to come back. It'll be great. So what does everybody in chat want to see these teams do? Ooh. readying up in game. Zen build about to be janky as hell. Never before seen. Yeah, but Xin Zhao's just an enabler for the rest of their team and a big nope wall with Poppy. So, although Poppy could have the Frozen Heart Abyssal Mask, that would probably make a bit more sense. I believe Xin goes Strikebreaker, but I'm not a jungler, so jungler build paths are not my specialty. I am a support, thus I think of the support items. Yeah. Jin say 4 a lot? Yeah, Jin will probably say 4 a whole lot. Okay. Okay, that's 3 days ago. Okay. So, I am hoping that this game pops off like crazy. Wait, do I have the correct thing on stream? Oh, my Twitch is truly lagged out. That's special. Okay, there it goes. Now I can see this game's picks and bans on stream. All right. People are loading in. When the Chance gets back, we're going to have to ask him what the #1 rated champion was. Or the Pokemon.
Oh, well, that is actually immaculate timing. I
Don't say it
just
yet.
got back.
Don't say it yet. Because I want chat to put in their guesses of what the #1 Pokemon is. It's got to be a Dragon Sword. I will say my thoughts on that. Charizard is a good guess. Charizard has always been like a figurehead of the Pokemon universe. Incineroar? Not sure the metric. There is just an egregiously long video.
So it's a 4-hour video that I highly encourage you go watch. Yeah, so it's a 4-hour video. It was ranked. The Pokemon were based on, it was like viability, design, and iconicness, I think was the like triple criteria. And so it was like 3 different people like made like the aggregate list. #1 down to like 1100 or something. If you're wondering, is it Relor was considered the worst one. Some like Dunbeetle looking Pokemon. Yeah, Relor. That was considered the absolute worst Pokemon. And the #1 best was actually Kyogre. Was considered. The top 3 was Kyogre, Groudon, and Charizard, which I think is pretty criminal.
Hey.
I respect Charizard. I think it's a great Pokemon, but I just think it's just overrated. It's like it's just a little
Yes.
It's a little too loved, I guess.
But think about it from my perspective. I stopped collecting Pokemon cards in about 02. And it was one of the holos I had. And yes, I did play with it, and my father threw away my deck, so I do not have it anymore. But yeah.
I mean, like Charizard's really cool. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is for sure. Like the cool. Like, I think my first ever playthrough of. I mean, I'm old enough to where like Pokemon Blue was technically my first Pokemon. I did pick Charmander. Like, I do remember that, but
Okay.
it just. I don't know, I always have this thing where I like to appreciate the unappreciated, and that applies to Pokemon. That applies to sports teams, where I'm on the hunt for some new sports teams to root for. As been a lifelong Tennessee Titans fan, but they've done me. Okay, well, to be fair, Pokemon
He's younger
Blue,
than
like,
me.
Yeah, I think I might have been like 3 or 4 Like I remember playing
Oh
like
gosh.
on like a cousin's Game Boy Color.
I got a Game Boy Color from my father with the pack that had Pokemon Red about a year after it came out because he took us on a road trip, and I was a teenager when Pokemon Red and Blue came out.
Yeah, see, so you got a little bit more season than me. Our age still starts with a 2, so I'm still, I can still. It's actually funny. I was helping a coworker out with we had to go and do something this past week, and like I work with like teenagers, um, and both the kids that we were talking to referred to my coworker as Unk, but I
Uh-huh.
was, I was kept clear, so that made me feel great that they did they didn't call me it meant that I still have at least a little bit of time left with the youth before they start decreeing me to be old. And now we're just getting called boomers in the chat.
Well, yeah, and also, yes, my back hurts, but that's more to do with the fact I have a connective tissue disorder and not my age.
But the age
My
probably doesn't help.
my birth year starts with a 1, and in a year that started with a 1, I started driving. My age starts with a 4.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and look, I mean, look, I'm not here to, age shame or anything. We got a wide range of players in the LBLCS. I know there have been 50 something year olds that have played before. I remember once upon a time our beloved Trad was playing at the ripe age of probably 15. It's been a couple years now since Trad has played. Wonder what he's up to. But he was super young. You can go find a really funny copy pasta in Community where Trad's dad told him to get off of a playoff series because it was a school night.
Oh my
Really funny stuff.
gosh.
But all that to be said, we are in onto the Rift for game number 2. Didn't really talk. Well, I mean, maybe you talk because I guess I did say to talk about the comps a little bit. I look at these comps. I like blue side a little bit more. I think again it's a little easier to execute, but I do really like the Jax into the Xin Zhao. Really don't like the Zac into the Poppy though. That is not gonna be a fun time for Windfall Panda. I cannot imagine. We're gonna see Engineer walk up here. I mean, it's about the extent. It's a good question. Too easy. The reason the Soviet Union dissolved.
Internal conflict and lack of follow through to their promises. Also, they tried to grow corn in order to efficiently feed their population, but their climate wasn't set up for it, even though they did have a lot to do with the corn boom that ended up happening in the US. Wait, the joke was that we would know that, huh?
It might have been. Look, and now we're just like the. And to be fair, I think of like the main cast, like the main like streamers. I think I am the youngest.
We don't know
Definitely
about
younger.
Horizon yet. Horizon's been popping off.
I think Horizon is the same age as Zodiac
Okay.
because they went to school together. I think.
Cool.
A little fun fact there is actually a lot of damage coming through from low point. And yeah, this definitely in the mid lane should be really good for Candlepig again on this Orianna. So I'm expecting the pressure to be there mid lane. Locke probably gonna look to get pretty aggressive. Maybe Horizon was like a coach or something, but they definitely went to the same like him and Zodiac are IRLs. I know that much. And Zodiac is not. Zodiac might be old, but he's not that old. He's not watching, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's not low-key old, let's be honest.
And we got speaking of Bear in the chat. Welcome. Just starting game number 2 here. Nothing too exciting. Both junglers pathing to bot. But interestingly, the Xin Zhao is ahead on the clear by like a decent margin, which Xin Zhao notoriously has a bad clear. So I'm not really sure what happened there. And might have a little scuffle here at the scuttle. Jack's just going to skip their Gromp, looking to take that before Xin Zhao can show up. So I'm curious how Locke looks to pivot here.
Yeah, I imagine Engineer's just going to want to survive this mid lane against that Orianna and do ASOL things in late game. One thing I am slightly concerned about from Iron Dragons is they have a lot of scaling. So it's going to be on Big Pharma in order to get their scaling shut down and end the game before that comes to fruition.
Yeah, we do see that Xin, not able to get to that bottom scuttle, is going to get the reset off and will go towards that top side scuttle. Okay, so I guess that makes a little more sense. I wasn't exactly sure why Jax's clear was so slow, but it looks like they did start a Raptor, so that would explain why it was a little bit slower than anticipated. And Buddy, that was a great joke. We're gonna need you to keep that up the rest of the night.
Okay.
I refrained from making that similar joke earlier on in the stream, but I really love that you did it for me. As the root is there from low signal, or no signal. Rebel Phoenix is pretty low here. W is there. The flash to have the root connect there, and they are just fighting to the death here in the bot side. Double Mantra E is there. Do they have the damage on the Rebel Phoenix? That's going to be the barrier used. The root not able to connect. The last shot not going to be enough damage. And now locked up here on the top side. Zac has their E interrupted by the Poppy W. Zac going to go into the passage. Do they have the damage to keep this one going, though? But Jax is here. Could look for a counter-strike to keep their Zac alive. And it's not going to be there in time. Zac is dead. First blood over to Locke. And now Papa Potion in a tough spot. The flash, her flash there used by Lil Point. And they could look for more here. Big wave under the tower. But Jax should have the counter strike. It is there. The flash is there. That is a disaster for the side. Oh, it's a double kill for Papa Potion. I didn't know if it was coming through. But yes, 2 for 2 in that top side.
Windfall did have that TP to pick up that massive double stacked wave. They crashed into turret in their ill-fated turret dive. Although we're so early into the game, we can just say that was the fast back option.
True. This Jax getting that massive gold injection there, already on that Sheen 2 longsword. Jax the lead can be super, super scary. Not as scary though as this Orianna. Now has that shockwave. Could kill this ASOL at any point. And there's nothing wrong with a low bar,
No.
buddy. You know.
Have you met us? Are you familiar with the league? Low bar is what we strive for.
This is true. Final round of Limbo is my favorite way to describe it. The lowest of bars, as wave will crash here. Dragon is up. We'll see if either side wants to contest it, as the sun is there against the wall. Zac not tanking the turret, does have their ultimate now. Poppy has the Keeper's Verdict. We'll see if anything comes through here in this mid lane. I'm feeling a kill coming up here soon. Could be a little bit of a caster curse. Little jockeying as Locke is just starting up this dragon. Bot lane has the prio coming through, so should be relatively safe, but Papa Potion is here. Papa Potion has that 6, whereas Big Pharma does not, but it's not even known. They don't even know he's on the dragon. Jax is looking mid instead.
Ooh.
A little bit of a heist here, potentially. We're going to see Jax go mid lane here instead. Jump over the wall, hits the stun with the ASOL ultimate. Flash is there. Do they have the damage? ASOL in. Going to be able to pick up the kill. ASOL will fall. It will be a 1-for-1. ASOL still has their flash, but the dragon going over to the side of Big Pharma is now we got to fight here on the bot side. Poppy used the Keeper's Verdict. Zac does have their ultimate as well to follow. Stun up against the wall. There is no passive on this Zac. Healing is there, but so is the buckler. Scuttle picked up there by Xin Zhao, now has their ult, and should just be able to walk this one out.
All right. We do see a little bit of a CS lead coming in up for Windfall Panda into that top lane, which I did not foresee. I thought Poppy would have a just fine time into the Zac, but then again, Poppy did try for that dive. So I wonder if it's from Zac just being able to pick up that double stack wave from the TP back.
Yeah, definitely could have something to do with it, as good little zap there from Rebel Phoenix. Grubs are your next objective up on the map. Both junglers are on this top side, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see them scrap for it once again. But no supports. Both are looking to just kind of stick here on the bot side, play for their carries. It's kind of a boring bot lane. I mean, we saw that really heavy fight at one point that didn't amount to anything, but
Yep.
since then, been kind of a bit of a lull.
Yeah. And as I said, Sona counters Karma in lane because she just is able to out-sustain the damage coming out of the Karma poke, and nothing much happens until Sona is out of mana. However, she does have that tier. I wonder if Sona will go the double tier item build this game, where you go Circlet into Seraphs, or vice versa.
We'll have to wait and see. Grub's just gonna be kind of taken for free here by Locke. Having a pretty solid game here. Has the both objectives, pretty much keeping even in terms of the farm. So all things considered, pretty good start here for Big Pharma. We're gonna see the engage there. Poppy EU or Poppy W used a little early. Windfall Panda able to just kind of sustain with those blobs. This is kind of the strength of Zac top lane. You don't really see it in the jungle that much, but in the top lane with all those blobs coming through. Yeah, true. Not enough forest coming through from the Jhin. Zac maybe looking to go in. W is able to connect there. Buckler
That's
not gonna. Oh, it is gonna get picked up there by the Zac. See a big fight here mid lane, and now we're actually to the bot side. Again, I jinxed it a little bit. Have a big fight here. Curtain call is used. The Sona walking up does have the ultimate. Could try to block. Trying to keep their playboy alive.
Nice.
Barrier has to get used there. Jax goes in. Has the flash used by Karma. Jhin able to walk the sun out. Now we got to fight under the turret here. Zac is under the turret, taking a couple of turret shots. Gonna have to be careful. Passive is available, and Low Point doesn't want to test this one.
I don't blame him.
Poppy Keeper's Verdict is charged. Not going to connect. That's a big cooldown. Zac could look to try and kill here.
Yeah, I bet they were hoping to get Zac out of the lane so they could go ahead and clear the wave and not have it crash under turret so they could back. But with that not connecting, Windfall Panda got exactly what they want. Ooh.
Oh, getting low there.
Yeah.
Skin of their teeth will survive. Been a kind of a quiet game, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that
Very
one skirmish
even.
top, and then other than that, you know, just kind of been a lot of farming for the side of Iron Dragons. Just getting objectives for Big Pharma. Locke is looking here bot. Maybe going to have it in an angle here. Goes in with the E. Has the root. Forcing out the flash of the Jinx. And the Sona ultimate use here. Minute before Drake. That's a big cooldown.
That is a big cooldown, and that will definitely, neither of those will be up for that objective. So I imagine that although they were, Xin Zhao will get that second one as well.
Now they're looking on the Aesol. Locke is immediately getting
Beautiful.
aggressive here. Crescent guard, not needed. The shockwave is there. Engineer used the flash, but it was all for naught. That's going to be a kill picked up for the Xin Zhao. Now pop a potion, maybe flanking here onto the Xin. Uses the Crescent guard though. Perfect timing to survive.
I absolutely adore how Candlepig waited for Aesol to be up in that air and starting the fly before popping that ult and bringing him right back down to the ground. That was such good patience and timing on Candlepig's part.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we got to fight here on the bot side. Traps are used. Jinx has no flash. Jinx is one shot. Sona not able to body block there. Will probably fall here. Has the flash. Are they going to save it? And they will get out. A little bit
Fancy
of shifty
feet.
movement there. But Karma able to pick up the Jinx, and that turret is looking a little dicey.
Yes, and that is a pretty significant CS lead that we have seen open up in that bot lane for Jhin, and that with the kill has given their team a almost 2k gold lead here, 1.8k for Big Pharma. Although that's still ooh. Flash out of Candlepig here on the Orianna in mid lane, trading a tremendous amount of damage back on Windfall Panda,
Zac now has the
forcing
flash.
Yep, forcing the
Look out,
flash
though.
out. And Clockwork Windup go ahead and keeping quite a bit of damage up on this
Ooh.
blob man. Ouch, those
He's
autos.
trying to play with those. Yeah, he's just going to go down the passive. I mean, trying to pick up those blobs. Won't have the kill, but taking out the passive is big enough. But now the flash in there. Candlepig is able to pick up the kill on the Zac. And now we're back to the bot side where Xin Zhao gets ulted there by the Sona. Rebel Phoenix is low, has no cooldowns. He is going to fall, and Sona should be the next to go down. Gonna potentially be a double kill here. No, they did split them. But that's 2 for nothing, and Orianna able to survive with the assist of Tanner.
And they did get that Zac down. So Zac dead, Orianna alive, bot lane dead. Overall, Big Pharma very, very happy with the outcome of those.
Yeah, and now this game that was feeling very even is now quickly feeling in favor of Big Pharma up to what's that? 3,000 gold, probably gonna be 3.5 with this tower going down.
Yep.
Dragon number 2 gonna be picked up.
That is a solid 4K gold lead. Just massive this early in the game. Okay. Though scaling is definitely still on the side of Iron Dragons. They do still have a dragon on their team. We're so proud of Engineer being on that ASOL. So delightful keeping to theme.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, end of the day, you've got the Jinx win con. You get a reset, put yourself in a good spot. It's not do or die yet, but you're starting to get a little worried if you're a Dragon fan.
Yes, you are.
As they're looking aggressive here, Orianna has the shockwave. Just looking to poke out. Curtain Call is available. Jinx will just go down. Candlepick is there, and Sona gonna do what they can, but it's not gonna be much. Tanner gonna steal that kill away from their mid laner. Top lane gonna have a little one-on-one. Won't amount to too much, but Locke is here.
Yep. Support Jin is doing great. 1-0-4, hasn't died yet.
Yeah, and really, that's what you pick Jin for, right? Jin is never the you never pick Jin as like your, hyper carry, win you the game. It's pretty utility. That's a lot of Orianna damage, and I think Candlepick is just getting that kill there. They're gonna go on top of this Poppy, trying to make something happen, but the flash is used, Keeper's Verdict is used, but they won't be able to pick up a kill.
Okay. Yeah, Candlepig definitely knowing they had the damage to take out Engineer there, and the amount of damage actually caught me and obviously Engineer off guard. I wasn't expecting that much damage out of an Orianna 15 minutes into the game.
I mean, it's just that pure damage build. The Ludens, the Sork Shoes, just a pure. The best offense is just killing them. Who would have thought?
You can't return damage if they're dead. And they're now encroaching on a 6K gold lead here.
Yes, I mean, we're at that 15-minute mark. Things are looking a little tough for Iron Dragons. If you're in their head right now, like what is their path back into this game?
Scaling. They definitely win the scaling war with ASOL, Sona, Jinx. Jax and Zac just need to get tanky and be a big disruptive front line. Windfall Panna, that's more than you want.
Will be able to pick up the cannon, but they will pay for it with their life. The shot to the head, Jin able to pick that kill up. Now 204. Now Candlepig may be gonna get caught out here. That is a big shutdown. Can they give it over? Double shockwave, but the Sona art is there. They're trying to give it to the Jinx, but Sona somehow got that shutdown.
That's one of the things where you're like, how? What? How did Sona get that one? Huh.
Not exactly sure. The turret will fall mid, tier 2.
I wonder if
Locke
it was
gonna drive
Summonary.
the tier 3. It might have been Engineer on the top side. They are trying to clear out this Rift Herald and all the little grubbies that spawn alongside it. Locke root up. I mean, at the end of the day, a kill is a kill. It shrinks that gold deficit. Sona now on that Echoes of Helia is nice, but having that little gold infusion into the Jinx would have been great.
Yeah. So I know that is like the meta build right now on her to go that Echoes of Helia. I still love a Moonstone Renewer on Sona just because it amplifies her shielding from her aura so much as well. She takes advantage of both halves of the passive on that Moonstone Renewer, and it just bouncing around is great. But I imagine they'll be going Diadem next, Circlet, whichever one is the bigger one, because they already have their tier stacked up. Let's see. CS has gone back to very even in this top lane. Poppy able to farm pretty freely into ASOL, as ASOL isn't quite doing enough damage yet. Farming is actually super mid, or super even everywhere except this ADC.
Oh,
Jin
they're maybe looking
is
to go in here. Locke gets engaged on. The double stun is there from Jax. The flash in from Windfall Panda. They're trying to fight here. Teleport coming through from Engineer and Windfall Panda. Or actually, that's going to be a little point on the other side. Windfall is going to be the first to fall. Has the Zac passive. Massive Brilliant Soul ult onto everybody. But the shielding coming through from Karma so much. The Keeper's Verdict on to everybody. Sends them away. All that is left is Jinx. There's nobody to save. No Signal's going to pick that one up, and that Engineer has to just flee the scene of the crime. It's going to be 2-0. I liked the look from Iron Dragons, but Big Pharma just able to respond stronger.
Yeah, I think they need to wait for those second items to come in. They are completed second items on the side of Big Pharma there. So Iron Dragons really do need a little bit more before they can try tangoing with that team.
The third Drake picked up for Big Pharma. Gonna be a Mountain Soul on the horizon. Thought it was hard to kill Xin Zhao and Poppy beforehand. It's gonna get a whole lot tougher if that comes through. But Baron's in a minute, and they might just look to force that fight.
They do need to still accelerate this game. I mean, the scaling is hugely on the side of Iron Dragons, so they have a ticking timer on this game. If they don't close this out by probably about the 35-minute mark, they're going to run out of items to buy. They won't get any stronger, whereas Iron Dragons will. They will continue to scale up. Yeah, look, 87 Accelerando stacks on Sona already, gaining 44 CDR.
I really like what Locke has done this game. You know, it's not super appreciated. I mean, as the jungler who plays a lot of AD bruisers, I know that playing the Xin Zhao, it's never gonna win you the the MVP awards or anything like that. But I think they've been in the right spot at the right time for a lot of both of these games, and really just kind of playing that utility role, kind of enabling the rest of their team to succeed here. That last team fight, the engage was onto the Xin, bought so much time, allowed the Poppy to teleport in.
Yeah.
And yeah, just big fan. And that's going to be the ult from Asol is going to connect. Windfall Panda, I mean, we're going bot lane instead to see what happens here. Yep. Doesn't look like anything really happened up on the top side. Locke gonna get stunned up there though. Crescent Guard is there. We're gonna have a one-on-one, but not for long as Tanner is here. The knockup is there. The root is there. Locke on a killing spree. Papa Potion wanted that one, but Locke took it.
Yeah, Papa Potion definitely had to take his medicine for that one.
And that's just gonna be the Baron startup.
Yeah. That is certainly a way to accelerate the game. A 21-minute Baron looks like it's uncontested and coming out. Beautiful, beautiful stopping the... Oh!
They're actually
Poppy!
just looking to split their resources here. Sona has to flash away. Zaki gets interrupted there by the Keeper's Verdict. Zac uses their ult to try and do what they can, but they will eventually fall here. An aggressive call from the side of Big Pharma to split their resources in two, but it works out. They get the Soda Flash, they get the Zac kill, and they still get the Baron to boot.
Wow. And Lil Poink on that Poppy did some absolutely wicked things to that Zac. Zac should be able to get out of that in any other situation than Lil Poink playing Poppy out of their mind.
Yeah, Poppy's just one of those champs that I hate to see at any point. You know, pretty much my entire pool gets countered by Poppy. Just everything has a dash in the jungle, and Poppy just negates all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, Lil Poink is playing really well. Papa Potion, greeting for their camps. As I always say, this is not your side of the jungle anymore. You got the camp, but you'll pay for it with your life. Locke now on a rampage 5, 1, and 4, and this Baron push gonna potentially be put on pause as looks like resets are coming through.
So we do see an 8k gold lead here for Big Pharma. So their stock options are going great this game. I hope everybody put their schmeckles on Big Pharma for this one.
Where did our schmeckles go? Let's take a little ganders. I got a second. It does look like heavy predictions were in favor of actually Iron Dragons. Not a ton of betters this Sunday night, you know, saving their schmeckles for later on in the season, but would be a nice little payday for the Big Pharma supporters.
Yeah, I just went with the team that had the fewest points on them and put a couple hundred. So
That's
Windfall Panda is in between a Poppy and a Xin Zhao in this top lane, and that is not where you want to be as a big blob man. Jin
No.
trying to get some pop shots over the side, and I don't believe the Zac is long for the world.
Nope, and they are out. Maybe to play here on the Oriana. Stone ult is there, and that is a kill for your Jinx. That is something positive. No shutdown, but gold is gold. Will be 1-for-1, but the top turret fell, and this tier 2 probably gonna fall as well.
Yes. However, I would like to point out, Candlepig nearly got a turnaround kill on Engineer there, even with the Sona shields and heals, despite it being 1v3.
I mean, Candlepig is no joke. Both these games we've just seen just the hands, the aggression that they've displayed.
Absolutely.
Really strong mid laner if you are in the financial league this season. Turret will fall here on the bot side, so objective bounty will be there for the Jinx. Is on 2 items, but Locke is here. Tanner is here, coming from the flank on the top side. The Mantra W is there. Jinx is rooted. Jinx probably gonna fall. They try to do what they can on the Sona to get them out, but there's not a whole lot you can. Locke is dominating. Papa Potion showed up, but there's nothing to show up for. Engage here, maybe onto the Oriana. They do get the pullback into the Acel Spitfire, whatever it's called. Zac has to flash away. Root not able to connect. And with no curtain call, Zac will survive.
Zac doesn't really have much armor to speak of thus far, so Jin's really gonna hurt them. Okay.
Acel doing a lot of damage. I mean, we're getting to that late game spot. Has the 2 items, has the Rylai's, makes it harder to get out. Jax could maybe hook on Ori, but you really gotta find a way to get the shutdown on the Xin Zhao, on this Jin. Even this Karma would be nice, but they get the Mountain Soul for free, and that's gonna just be infinitely harder.
Yeah, that is the Mountain Soul coming out for Big Pharma here. And Big Pharma has just acquired everything on this map so far.
Yeah, I mean, really just the 1 turret in response for the side of the Iron Dragons, but they didn't know where everyone else was at. That could have been your look on the Xin Zhao potentially, but I mean, that's just a sad reality. Your team's losing is,
Was that a flash?
That certainly was a flash. Iron Dragons won't know it, but
Yep.
Xin Zhao did unfortunately misclick there. It looked like trying to smite, or maybe it was style points. Who's to say?
Yeah. Locked pop his flash. It's fine. We are good. Oof. So there is still 10 minutes on the theoretical timer for Iron Dragons to really be at a super strong point in this game. So we will see what happens. Though 10 minutes or 9 minutes now is a very generous amount of time to shut out this game from this point. They are so much stronger. 9k gold lead. Oof.
They are certainly going with the bend but don't break philosophy on the side of Iron Dragons. They don't have a lot left to bend.
Hey, their base
struggling.
is still standing.
It is still standing, but 1 team fight will just be the end of the game for them. Baron is up in 40 seconds, and that could... I mean, again, we saw this last game where you're either going to have to make the push, or you have to stand at the Baron, or you're going to have to make the stand in the base. And maybe getting the Baron, maybe getting a Jinx reset, and just winning a team fight. Like, that could be your angle, but...
We'll have to see... Does Engineer have big ult? Are we able to see that?
Yeah, the picture is different when it's big ult, I believe.
Okay. Oh, that looks big.
Yes.
So, big Acel ult into that pit. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it is pretty good. They're going to struggle to walk in here, though. Ori going to push on that mid wave. Now they're just going to fall back to the Baron. I mean, Lil Poink playing defense. Doesn't look like they're necessarily trying to contest this, though. I mean, Jinx R is there, but it was too early, and it's blocked by Lil Poink anyway. They're just going to go ahead and get this one over.
Yeah. Acel getting a little bit of turret damage, both maybe in that bot lane. Get the auto off, get a plate. Maybe? Yeah. And then Engineer's gonna fly out of there to protect themselves. Let's see if they can withstand this push, because that is a lot of baroned up minions to take
Now
down.
this would be your timer, right? I mean, Zinzao, you see him mid, you see Poppy bot. If
Uh-huh.
you snap and engage here quick enough, you could try to make something happen.
Oof. But are they going to take it?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Tanner reset is stopped, but
Just not quite confident to push that go button yet.
yeah, I mean they're gonna have to make a stand somewhere. They're just they're assessing their options at this point. Again, they're down 10,000 gold, going to be tough. Um, yeah, I mean Jinx has that Infinity Edge now. It's if they can find another opportunity where they see somebody in a side lane and they can go for a numbers advantage fight, it's really going to be their best opportunity. But now they're all kind of congregating in the bot side. Could prove to be tough.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Iron Dragon's able to get mid and top pushed out at least a little bit there. Pop-up potion creating some space, maybe think about going in. They are just A-ramming in bot lane. Little point going around to that mid lane. Try and get that wave to crash as well.
And this is the look. Windfall Pana's looking to go in, gets the pullback onto one. Not going to be enough. Massive Ace ultimate. Zac in the passive. Flash in there from Papa Potion, trying to get in onto their backside, but you are by yourself on the Jax. No signal. Gonna pick that kill up. Zac was able to survive. And Acel's used the curtain call is there. Trying to get a kill on the Zac. Not going to be able to do it. But you lost your Jax. You lost your Acel ult. You lost the Zac ult. And 30 seconds left on anybody. Shockwave is going to connect her onto two. Jinx and Sona are dead. Acel is one shot. And I think that's just going to be our game here. Bot turret will fall. Inhib will fall.
A beautiful Orionic ult coming out of Candlepig, and it looks like it's just going to be the nail in the coffin here. Candlepig a bit low. Go ahead and take the back. Probably about to TP in. Yep, on that mid wave. And let's see if Engineer has the wave clear to keep them off of these turrets. I don't think he does, though.
No,
It is a
Zac is
5v1.
dead. He stole. Last one left. Pop Potion is back, trying to support the team, but there's nothing you can do. Turrets will fall, and that is going to be a clean win in game number 2. Clean series win for the side of Big Pharma, 2-0.
Yep, congratulations to Big Pharma for a fantastic 2-0 victory. Do you agree Candlepig was MVP there? I mean, is there any
Yeah,
question?
no, I mean, definitely, I
Yeah,
think
most
that
damage in the game
Candlepig
again.
had a pretty crazy series. Again, I think sleeper, underrated MVP. I would give to Locke. Again, a little biased me as the
Mm-hmm.
jungler in me, but I thought they played. I mean, I think everyone played pretty well. Even No Signal, kind of playing utility on the Jhin. They did what they had to do.
6-0 and 8 with the 14 KDA game 2 is nothing to sniff out. There was only 5 deaths on the entire team. They played
Yeah.
remarkably well.
Yeah, they played pretty solid, and that's gonna be that clean 2-0 win here in week number 1. Again, if you're in financial, you gotta probably watch out for this for this team. I mean, really just top to bottom, but especially Candlepig. Candlepig is scary for sure.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, if anybody would like to come up from Big Pharma to do a quick interview, if you could go ahead and hop in the community channel, we will go ahead and drag you down.
Yeah, Poppy also had some big moments on the
Mm-hmm.
the snap engages, but really the disengages I think were probably even bigger from them.
So good.
Everybody played well on the side of Big Pharma. I definitely think it was a big just team effort from them. But no, really, really strong stuff. I mean, again, glad we made it through the whole cast. Again, after Tuesday, I was having some doubts, but we
Yeah.
did end up making it happen a little bit delayed. And we'll see if we're getting an interview or if we're having a little bit of an early Sunday night here.
Yep. Candlepig is going to join. So our official, unofficial ADC. or MVP, not ADC. They were definitely not ADC. Words are hard.
Words are
So,
hard, but it's about telling, not spelling. We all knew what we were going for there. Um, yeah, we're just gonna wait for them to spots get moved, and then ask them a couple questions, and then get ready for our
yeah,
the rest of our Sunday night.
if they could come up to. I'm looking through the teams. I tried to drag up from one of the team channels, but I just don't see them.
They're in
Ah, Team 4.
team 4. Yep.
There you are, Candlepig. I found you. I'm sorry that took a while. Hello and welcome to the stream.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we named you MVP. Mainly I did. I decided because you absolutely popped off both games. Your ults on both Lissandra and Oriana were fantastic. How did you feel about your play for those games?
I felt really good about the first game, especially with moving around the map. But the second game, I lacked a bit of map awareness and got caught more than I would have liked, but was still able to do damage and pressure the ASOL in the early game, try and minimize his impact in team fights later on.
Great job. And you had that fantastic 3-man ult under that bot turret to end the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was looking for that the whole time, and thankfully, when they tried to engage my boy Poppy, little Poink, got that clutch 3-man ultimate just to leave us to blow up the Zac and the Jax all alone.
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
a really crazy Poppy art. I mean, really, the Poppy was he kind of clean. Disruptions, a lot of. I mean, unfortunately, I hate watching Poppy, but I had to respect it. Um, yeah, tell me about so back to game one. It's like pretty even in the early go of things. But there's the big fight at the third dragon. Can you just kind of like tell me what the comms were like as you go in with the big Lissandra ult and then the Shen 4-man taunt. Just kind of walk me through that fight.
So for that fight, we knew that I had to base because I really wanted the Shadow Flame power spike before that. So I told them we have to give up the prio, let them walk forward because I'm just going to do a safe TP and walk in from there. And as soon as I'm in range, Alawi misses her E, and we know Charm is down. It's just wraps from there. Just once they can't CC me directly out of the E follow up or recast to follow it, all they could do was exhaust, but it's not enough. Just too much AoE damage plus one person dying, and my passive is just going to take over the fight there. So they really didn't stand a chance on that one.
Yeah, I mean they I mean, they are all in that Lissandra ult, and then the Shen 4-man taunt after the fact. Then from there, I felt like that game was just kind of really hard for them to come back into. Just they didn't really have like you're saying they didn't have the snap engages or the tools necessarily to start the fights. I mean, yeah, really strong performance coming out from Big Pharma, just like across the board. Obviously, I know that you guys have as a team have been around for at least like 3 seasons, I think. It gets hard. One of the things we were talking about is people getting old on this cast, and so I know Big Pharma's been around for at least a little bit. But I don't know how many players have played before or like if they're new. What's kind of the what kind of like the vibes and just like the expectations for the squad?
Vibes are great. They played 2 seasons before this, and I was actually trying to work with coaching them the other 2 seasons, and then this season we decided to just play with me as well. So this is my first season actually playing the LBLCS with them. So we're just trying to work with that, um, kind of establish me as the shot caller, but also be there to help with draft and do some coaching on the side after games with VOD review. But just overall improving together as well as trying to put on our best performance. Obviously, we never want to lose. We always go into every match thinking we can win, but if we lose, there's always things to learn. Just have fun. At the end of the day, we're playing a game, so we're friends playing a game. Let's try and have fun while we do it.
Oh, I
Awesome.
love that.
And I think that is a great point to begin taking us out. Thank you, Candlebake, for coming in and talking to us. Thank you so much to all the first-time chats we had. I think I saw 4 or 5 tonight. That's amazing. Welcome to the LBLCS Draft League.
Some big
Or
Farma
not Draft
supporters.
League, stream. I can speak.
Yeah, it's all right. We only got to talk for a few more seconds, right?
Yeah. Someone will close out the prediction saying Big Pharma win game 2. I can't because I actually bet Schmeckles, but somebody will. And we will go ahead and take it out on Lest Forces saying.
Last Force is saying, well, I am finishing out the predictions here real quick. People get really mad if you don't pay them out. We'll go ahead and give Big Pharma those schmeckles. But no, yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Glad to see that we were able to make this happen. And as I always say, this is the part where you cut us.